So help me welcome Danielle Hobbs.
Thank you. Swimming Over Castles is my first children's book ever written back in 2003. It was written out of a dream.
It's all a dream.
No. I had this dream about me swimming in the Mediterranean with friends. And we went up under the water, and then there was this Atlantis-like kingdom, and there was no more water. And as we were walking through this castle of this underwater, kingdom, all my friends had rocks thrown at them, but me.
Wow.
And all I saw was this little freckle-faced redhead kid that looked like the younger version of Prince Harry going like this to me and showing me it's not haunted, but I'm throwing the rocks, but don't tell. So I had the dream. I had a friend of mine analyze the dream, and she said, all I'm getting is that you need to write a children's book. Anyway, didn't write the children's book, right? Had the dream again.
Wow.
And then just woke up at 3 a.m. and just wrote it in 15 minutes. I wrote it in 2003. It has been now a part of my system in teaching Common Core when I'm teaching in schools and they have more time on their hands and I can just add something, as a guest teacher. And I usually teach it as 2 different Common Cores. In the 3rd grade, I teach children how to do poem and also how to set up what the main idea is. In the 5th and 6th grade, though, they're learning about metaphors and the difference between a simile and a metaphor. And swimming over castles is basically a metaphor because you can't swim over a castle, or can you? But basically, I teach it like this, and I always go and I do it on the overhead. So I'm going to bring you into my classroom of swimming over castles. Okay. And I have the main idea written for you, so I won't be asking. So what's the main idea? Raise your hand first. All right. Swimming Over Castles by Danielle Hobbs. The Common Core teaching elements of poem and metaphors. Swimming Over Castles, the main idea is no matter all the places you go in life, never forget who you are. Or never leave it behind. Show up, for it will always be there for you when you need it. You may swim with friends in the Mediterranean and run in the fields of forest and trails. You may fly like an eagle or a good luck blue jay, but don't swim over your castle. Let the tail unveil. You may pedal your bike over the Great Wall of China and ski the highest mountain in France. You may swim with whales in Hawaii and then samba over to Brazil's Carnival Fast. You may go through the African safari and the children of Zimbabwe give you a gift. You can even set sail to Dominican Republic to speak Spanish and see tropical fish. You may decide to river dance with the Irish and bang pipes to the Scottish beat. You may decide to play double dutch in Harlem while tapping rhythms with your feet. You may sing an opera in Italy and perform a ballet for the Queen. However, do not swim over your castle, for there will always be those up to tricks, those that throw bricks. Some will say you can't come and act like you're no fun. There'll be those that beat around the bush and have to make a fuss. There'll be those that say, hush, you're talking too much. But in the beginning of their stuff, it always ends with you and your castle. Don't swim over it, please, I say, for when the court falls asleep, you still have your castle at bay. For when the caged bird stops her singing, and you have to let her fly away, or the lion doesn't roar, and the dolphin doesn't play, you still have your castle to soar. And when it is just you and your castle, you will see. You can dance, flip, hop, and sing. You can turn and twist. You can even clean the dirty moat, hiding the beauty in between. In your castle, you can laugh, cry, scream, love, eat, or simply dream. Now, I think You can swim over your castle if you like, but I think you'd like what you'd find hidden inside. Because it's always going to be you and your castle, for your castle is you. Good night. Thank you. And there you are. So I read this to the children from time to time. Sometimes when I come into a classroom that there's no plans invested, or maybe it's a last minute call, and the teacher had to go do something in an emergency or something of the sort, or like testing, and I'm roving. This has been a great strategy for me to just save some time and then allow students to kind of dream it, do it, and they always find it very interesting. I usually will ask them in smaller grades what's their favorite part and draw a picture. And we go over it. So sometimes I will read it twice to them so they can remember their favorite part. And sometimes they just want to look at the pictures of me going all the places I've been. And I usually go back and I go, this is when I went here and this is when I went there. I usually don't show this one because of the vintage top shelf. But I definitely, put it in there. And it's just really worked for me for being a children's book, being a lesson plan, having the visual options up to, save time and then also teach something, because the children always get it. They always I think the main idea is you'll go a lot of places and then people will be hating. I'm okay. And then another student will say, don't leave it behind. It'll always be there for you. And then another student will finally say, you always want to remember who you are, no matter where you go. And you're going to go a lot of places, like the Dr. Seuss book, all the places you'll go. So that's it. Thank you. And I also have Dream It, Do It, Danigirl!